Good evening and welcome to March 12th meeting of the Board of Education. I call to order. All members are here except Mr. Moriel. Next up is the Pledge of Allegiance. Reverend.
Left face, present, color.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, color. Right face, forward, march.
Next up is the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ada, thank you. Next up is the John H. Crow Service Award.
Good evening, everyone. For over 3 decades, John H. Crowder dedicated his life supporting the youth of Union County. In honor of his enduring contributions and lasting impact, the Union County Board of Education presents the John H. Crowder Service Award on a monthly basis to recognize exceptional high school students who are actively contributing to their school and community. Recipients of this award excel academically and possess a well-established track record of community involvement. Tonight, we award the John H. Crowder Service Award for March to a Monroe High School senior. Ian Boving displays stellar community stewardship and service through his involvement in various school, community, and outreach programs, all while effectively managing his time between academics and other extracurricular activities. He has held various cadet leadership positions, all leading up to his current position as Cadet Commander, NC 931 Air Force Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. As a result, his leadership has led to 4 consecutive Distinguished Unit Awards, and most recently, the coveted Distinguished Unit Award with merit this past fall. He has earned the Outstanding Flight Award and the Outstanding Cadet of the Year 3 times. Ian will be presented the highly respected and coveted Distinguished Air Force Junior ROTC Cadet Badge as a result of earning the Leadership Ribbon, Superior Performance Ribbon, Achievement Ribbon, Academic Ribbon, Leadership Development Requirement Ribbon, and Service Ribbon. Ian has accumulated more than 150 hours of community service with various organizations, which include the Heart for Monroe's Closet, Community Blood Center, One Blood, Monroe Middle School Ambassadors, and the Union County Education Foundation. Ian plans to attend Georgia Military College, where he will participate in a 2-year program to prepare him to become a second lieutenant in the United States Army. Board members and those who have joined us tonight, please join me in congratulating Ian Boving as the March 2024 recipient of the John H. Crowder Service Award.
Thank you. Next up is recognitions. Ms. Stockford.
Good evening. Tonight, we will be honoring one of our February influencers who was unable to attend last month, along with 2 March influencers. We are thrilled to shine a spotlight on 3 remarkable individuals who have earned the title of UCPS influencers for February and March. This program honors the enthusiasm, commitment, and outstanding work ethic of UCPS staff who consistently put in extra effort each day. What makes this recognition special is that it's the result of nominations from our staff students, families, and community members. These are the people who see firsthand the positive impact these employees have on students and their peers. So let's start with February's influencer. I am honored to present Kashina Chambers, a district lead custodian with Custodial Services. I will now invite Danny McManus to the podium to read the submission.
Good evening. I'm Danny McManus, the Director of Facilities and Maintenance, and I'll be reading the nomination from one of her coworkers, Amanda Pratt, who could not be here tonight. Ms. Chambers, glad you're standing beside me already. We're both a little nervous, so we'll get through it. It's fine. Kashina demonstrates perseverance daily amongst her peers. She consistently advocates the importance of being a team within Union County Public Schools. She has inspired me and many others to always give it their all and be a team player. Daily, she doesn't hesitate to lend a helping hand. The way she shows integrity within the workplace has allowed her to build many long-lasting relationships with multiple people she has encountered as the custodial trainer. Kashina, thank you for all your hard work and dedication to custodial services. It does not go unnoticed.
I am honored now to present our March influencers, Rhonda Williams, a school counselor at Cuthbertson Middle, and Doug Chisholm, a UCPS bus driver. Ms. Sanders, could you please come up?
No. So right here. I'll take my glasses off as usual. Good evening. I'm Jen Sanders, and I'm a parent to a student at the school at Miss Williams. Will you please stand next to me? Okay. So Miss Williams has been our guidance counselor for the last 3 years. And one thing that I love is that each grade has their own guidance counselor that follows them through the years. So they build a relationship with all the students. Miss Williams has been a literal lifesaver for our son and family. I have had some we as a family have had some extremely tough middle school experiences. There have been many days I've cried on the phone with her, and all the while she's been understanding, helpful, and a guiding hand, and more importantly, kind. She has gone above and beyond for our son's life and made our son's life easier. She has always been the first to call us with solutions and ideas. Our son has a little nook right outside her door, and as they see each other on a daily basis, she's worked diligently to make sure that all his needs are met and that the one thing doesn't work. And if one thing doesn't work, she finds another way. We'll greatly miss you next year, and we will leave middle school knowing that you'll always be special in our heart. So.
Mr. Lee?
I got it. It's all good. It's all good. Hello, everyone. I'm Marcus Leak. I'm the principal at Weddington Middle School. It's important that you know that Mr. Chisholm here is married to Gina Chisholm, who is the principal at Sun Valley Middle School. So Mr. Chisholm here inspires me because he has intense ties to Sun Valley Middle, but is still willing to help Weddington Middle. He has already helped us with field trips as a bus driver, and this spring he's driving 2 field trips for us in a single day. He'll take a group to Carowinds and then return to take another group yet somewhere else. He's also getting both groups home. Everyone loves field trips, but few folks will take the wheel. We appreciate Mr. Chisholm at Weddington Middle School. Thank you. Thanks, sir. Appreciate you, man.
I will now read the UCPS Influencers Proclamation from the Board of Education and Dr. Houlihan. Whereas the Union County Board of Education values the hard work of each employee within the district. Whereas performance is an essential part of district operations. Whereas Kashina Chambers, Rhonda Williams, and Doug Chisholm exemplify the performance, dedication, and teamwork essential to the success of the district and its students. Now therefore, we, the Board of Education for Union County Public Schools, and Dr. Andrew G. Houlihan, Superintendent, hereby proclaim Kashina Chambers as the UCPS Influencer for February 2024, and Rhonda Williams and Doug Chisholm as UCPS Influencers for March 2024. Congratulations on this outstanding honor, and thank you for all that you do to be a positive influence on others each and every day. Congratulations.
Oh, she was so excited. She's like, yay!
Okay. Next up is public comments. At every regular meeting of the board, up to 60 minutes has been allotted for public comments. The board will not respond to public comments. However, a member may ask that the chair obtain clarification. Residents, parents, students, and employees of the district will receive priority on the list of speakers. If a speaker is not present when his or her name is called, the opportunity to speak will be considered waived. Only persons signed up may speak. Speakers may not give their time to another person or have someone speak on their behalf. Speakers may address the board for a maximum of 3 minutes. The board will not hear in open session complaints about the performance of school personnel issues, and confidential student issues. Should a speaker wish to seek information or share items that may not be shared during public comments, members of UCPS cabinet staff are available to address your concerns or provide information. Cabinet staff members are seated at the table to my left. The first speaker is Sarah Fasino.
Good evening. My name is Sarah Fasino. I'm a Union County employee as well as a parent. I'm here today to advocate to keep the UCPS math tutoring program in all current elementary schools. I realize ESSER funds have come to an end, but I urge you to keep this program in place. 2 years ago, my friend and colleague, Christy Williford, asked me to come to Western Union to start the math tutoring program. I know the program works, as I've been with it for 3 years prior to that. And this was an opportunity to introduce it to a new school. Not only were we starting the 4th grade tutoring program, but Western Union was chosen as one of the pilot schools for the 2nd grade math tutoring program. Challenge accepted, Dr. Houlihan. You heard the accountability results provided by Dr. Houlihan back in September. Math scores went up significantly. The program works because it doesn't just teach to the test. It teaches children to understand math. Let me repeat that. Children understand math. They're no longer afraid of it. And I want you to hear directly from the students. I asked my former co-tutors to get feedback from our most precious clients, and I want to read what students are saying about tutoring. Lucas in the 4th grade says, it helps me calm down, and at the same time, I have some fun and learn. It really helped me know angles a lot more, and my class loves it so much, we have a name for it, mini math. Brantley in 4th grade says, tutors help add to the teacher's teaching. They help kids understand the process of models and give more detailed teaching. They can help with particular topics or subjects. Harper in 4th grade says, I like tutoring groups because I did not know how to do fractions or degrees, but my tutor helped me. Also, when I come to tutor groups, I don't have to do iReady. Yay. Viraj in grade 2 says, tutoring helps me understand math a lot more than before. I'm way smarter in math than ever before. It helped me get more confident in math. The things I don't understand, I understand because of tutoring. Thank you to my tutor. Aubrey in grade 2 says, it helps me understand math more. Tutoring is just fun, and my tutors are very sweet and kind. Before I went to tutoring, it was kind of hard, but when I came here, I got way better at math. Noah in 2nd grade says, I like tutoring because it's a small group, so you can focus better. I like math, and no one is yelling out. The teacher doesn't call on you when you know the answer that much. In class, they don't really get to respond as much as they do in tutoring. And a 2nd grade student says, I like it because it's 5 questions instead of 50. So students aren't the only ones that enjoy the tutoring program. From a parent perspective, as a parent of a student who had tutoring last year, my child came home and always shared stories of how great it was to be able to ask the questions she had, since her teacher often couldn't get to them due to class size. With tutoring, she excelled in math beyond my expectations. Another parent told me that her son would get off the bus and the first thing he would tell her about was recess and who scored that day. And the second thing was what they did in tutoring. Not bad, 2nd place, like tutoring beat lunch. Okay, thank you all.
There it is. Next up is Deb Helms.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Deb Helms, and I am also a UCPS parent and employee. I am in my 2nd year as a math tutor at elementary school, and I just want to bring to attention, for anyone who doesn't know, the value of this program. Houlihan started this way before the extra federal funding came down that would fund this program at additional schools. And immediately, kudos to you, as soon as the extra funds became available, this was put forth to all of the elementary schools. And it really is so beneficial to these children. When you've got class sizes, 20, 25 children, if they get lost in math, they're forever lost. And that's why a lot of people are reluctant to want to do math, because it's difficult. At the same time, if these children aren't grasping the math at school, they're not able to get the support that they need at home, even if they have the parents who are able and willing to help them. My 1st grader, when she started bringing home 10 frames and things that I didn't understand, I could not even help with 1st grade math. And I have my real estate license, but I could not help with 1st grade math. So if they don't get it at school, they're not going to get it. And then they're just going to go through the system. And math is such an important aspect that you have to have in life. And I've looked into the numbers just at the school where I am. And 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade, there are 300 kids in those 3 grades. There are 26 of those children who are in an intervention program because they are below grade level. So they are receiving intervention. There are 28 children who are in AIG, which also includes the 5th graders as well. They are in AIG, which is the advanced math. The number between that, there are 246 students who would be untouched without the tutor program. And those are students, they may be on the lower end of the bubble and about to fall below grade level. Tutoring helps them to understand it. You're in a group of 4 kids. They feel less pressured. They're more apt to, they get 25 minutes with you. They can ask questions, gain a better understanding. We can tailor the lessons. We have the flexibility within our tutor program to switch students around. If we see that they're at different skill levels, we can switch them around so that we can slow this group down a little, increase the pace of this group. And then on the other end of that bubble, if we have children who are right there, right on the cusp of being able to take that next level and move into AIG, we can catch that and we can kind of push them to achieve more. And that's what we need to do. So as you are approaching the state to try to get funding for programs, we've heard through the election season that, the state is doing very well financially. I really would love to encourage some of that money to be invested in education here in Union County. So this program. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Michelle Steiner.
Good evening. My name is Michelle, and I am a parent of 2 Union County Public School students, as well as a math tutor. And just to extend a little bit on what my co-tutors have already said today, in addition to supporting our parents at home and our students in our school, this program really strongly supports our teachers. And as I read the emails from different committee meetings and I hear the input, our teachers are calling for support as our community grows and we need more and more teachers. I think anything we can do to promote good teachers to stay and to attract new teachers is well worth considering. The way that our program works is we follow about 7 to 10 days behind the classroom teachers in instruction. So teachers can come to us if they have to move on because of pacing and a child or children haven't quite grasped something yet, they can say to us, hey, so-and-so didn't quite get this. This happened to me just a couple weeks ago where a teacher came. Despite her best efforts, her student was not grasping counting by fives to 1,000. And I said, we start that next week. I've got you. And you could just see how much that means to know somebody's got my back. I have to move on, but this doesn't mean that's it for this kid. This pressure is not all on me. In addition to that, the way that we rotate our groups, we reduce class sizes from anywhere from 4 kids in a class at a time to 10 or 12 kids. I don't have to tell anybody here the benefits of smaller group sizes during math. So it really helps those teachers, again, so that they can tailor their teaching to meet the needs of those kids that are in their class and know that we are providing really high quality, consistent instruction for their kids that are out of their room. We meet with the teachers and collaborate after probes so we can kind of dive in and see how the kids are doing, where they maybe are making their errors. And in addition to that, we do observe core instruction every day in the classroom. Again, when I'm talking about teacher support, I've had a teacher call on me out for a death in the family and been worried about her kids not getting the instruction they need during their core instruction the next day. She's dealing with a family emergency and her students are first on her mind. And again, I could say, I got you, I'll help that substitute. So I know the funds are not endless. I know the program is costly, but I do ask that where we can pick where to delegate funds, we help support our teachers so that they can help support our students.
Thank you. Next up is Bell. Sorry.
Okay. I'm going to change it up. Happy Tuesday to everyone. I'm Meg Bell from Monroe, North Carolina. You have a postcard collage of pictures from the Leandro rally in Raleigh last month. 5 amazing people from Union County went to the rally to advocate for the students and staff of Union County Public Schools. The Leandro case is complicated, but it wouldn't have to be if a certain party in the General Assembly would stop defunding public schools. I am so proud of us for going to Raleigh. We were not crybabying about little things that are not helping our schools, but we are out there really making a difference and advocating for our students. As you can see, our picture was used in several media coverages of the rally. Yes, we were on the front page of a lot of papers. Anyhow, you can also see that Union County Public Schools could possibly get almost $95 million if Leandro case is fully settled once and for all. I sincerely hope that board members, parents, staff, students, and other citizens will let their district representatives know that they want them to stop defunding public schools and pay the money that the state Supreme Court says owes the North Carolina schools. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I skipped somebody. Kira Vigil. Sorry about that.
That's the closest anybody's gotten, really.
Is that close? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kira Vigil.
Okay.
Yep. It's Spanish.
No, that's
Good
fine.
evening, board members. I simply wanted to address you tonight with the sole purpose of gratitude.
Each and every one of you has played a pivotal role in the development of this education system. As a product of Union County Public Schools myself from K through 12, I attended Benton Heights, Shiloh, and Sun Valley. I am beyond grateful and blessed to have my own daughter now attending the same school district that I loved so much. She attends Poplin Elementary that I cannot say enough amazing things about. There are so many amazing teachers, administrators, and staff that truly make this school system thrive on a level that is unrivaled. We're number 3 in the whole state, after all. All of you sitting here before me are human. You have your own opinions, thoughts, ideas, spiritual beliefs, political affiliations, socioeconomic backgrounds, etc. Not every person in this county is going to agree with your policies or your beliefs, and that can't be easy. I've sat quietly watching from the front row here month after month, hearing many different perspectives, all of whom I respect. It takes guts to get up here and talk. But when pondering the topic that I should bring to the table, it was laid on my heart that this board just needs to hear how appreciative at least one small Union County family is of their many achievements. So, thank you for prioritizing the safety of our children in our schools by advocating for Miss Dee Dee and the expansion of her incredible school resource team. Thank you for prioritizing our children's basic education and granting my daughter's dad and I our innate rights to be the primary educators regarding our daughter's social, economic, cultural, and spiritual knowledge and growth at home, which is ultimately our responsibility as her parents. Thank you for being an amazing steward of the money given to this county for the public school system and utilizing every bit of it for the betterment of our students, teachers, and staff. Dr. Houlihan could not have said it better. You have done so much with so little. Thank you for being a board who listens and takes into consideration the parents' role in their child's education and acting fast when issues arise. I'm forever grateful to God for each and every person sitting in front of me here today. Thank you.
Next up, Jen Saunders.
Of course, glasses have to come off again. Okay. Good evening, board. So I saw the tweet from Dr. Houlihan that talked about how, and I'm abbreviating here, that with the strong belief that if all the needs aren't met soon, sustaining high performance will be a huge uphill battle over time, which I thought was a great way to start to move forward with the conversation. But I'm still a little flustered, of course. If you're not willing to stand up here every month and during every Zoom meeting and every public outing and tell the teachers that you're willing to fight for them locally with our county commissioners, as well as our regional representatives, and particularly state representatives, then it's time to just leave. Many of you have been here for 8+ years. I don't know how loudly we have to say this, but public education is under attack. If you're not going to stand out here loudly and fight for our kids and our staff, then what are you doing? What are you here for? If you don't see why a Title I school may actually benefit from more funding, or better yet, money doesn't fix everything, and why do we need to advocate publicly, then you're not advocating for Union County or our kids. Status quo is over, y'all. Understand that you need to give the teachers a reason to want to stay. You have this amazing high school program for kids and to become educators, but why would they want to in North Carolina? We have a person running for the highest position in this state who has never had kids in public education, who wants to and has publicly said that she wants to defund public education. We're going to need you to start standing up and fighting publicly, or you just need to leave. Stop worrying about LGBTQ kids, book banning, flags, whitewashing history, and start funding the public education, or there won't be any more to fight for. Thank you.
Yes. Next up is Brittany Bolden.
Good evening. My name is Brittany Bolden, and I have 3 children in Union County schools. For months, I have been listening to appeals for this board to get involved with the legislature to oppose school choice. I'm here tonight to offer another perspective. To be honest, I'm skeptical about the promises of school choice and concerned about unintended consequences. That said, it is important to understand why the school choice movement is happening. That is, across the country, enrollment in public schools is down. Of course, there can be many reasons for this, but one of the main reasons is that public schools are failing to do what they were created to do, educate our children. Nationally, 2 out of 3 elementary school students are not reading at grade level. Due to activists, not real teachers, but activists masquerading as educators, public schools are focusing on things that have nothing to do with actual education. They are implementing lessons where the primary goal is for students to see the world through lenses like diversity, equity, and inclusion, critical race theory, and gender and queer theory. They have abandoned discipline and implemented restorative justice. Meanwhile, the CDC, Federal Department of Education, and our very progressive State Board of Education are actively pushing to add medical and dental services to our public schools job description. We have schools who are trying to be a one-stop shop, but are failing to teach kids to read. It's insane. There's a saying, you get what you focus on, so focus on what you want. It is clear that schools across the country have stopped focusing on actual education, and parents have had enough. A recent poll found that 67% of Americans believe public education is headed in the wrong direction. 71% of Americans oppose teaching gender ideology to elementary school students. 70% of Americans believe that parents should have the ultimate say in what their children are taught. 73% of Americans say they want schools to get back to teaching the basics. Interestingly, those pushing all these ideologies and wraparound services into schools are the same people who are so upset over school choice. They're screaming that school choice will destroy schools when it is their progressive agendas that have actually destroyed schools and why people want choice. In conclusion, the best response to school choice movement would be successful schools producing successful students. This is done by eliminating divisive and progressive ideologies and agenda, returning to the basics and academic rigor, rebuilding parents' trust by respecting parental rights and encouraging parental involvement, and filtering every decision through the lens of what is best for the students. Over the past 4 years, I have watched UCPS do exactly that. They have led the state in standing up for what is best for students while supporting parental rights. And they stood courageously while taking arrows from just about every direction, including the governor. So, this board does not need to petition the legislature against school choice. The results, UCPS consistently ranks at the top with the lowest money. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. Okay, next up, I need a motion to approve the February 6th meeting minutes. All in favor? Aye. Oh, thank you. I need the motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Superintendent's report.
Thank you. It is the time of the year where we begin to recognize and celebrate many of our educators and employee groups. And tonight, I want to give a huge shout out to our 2024 CTE Teacher of the Year, Mr. Scott Bryan, who is a graphic design teacher at CATA. We had the honor of recognizing him last week, I believe. And I want to say to Mr. Bryan, job well done and good luck in the next round. Our next parent education session on Facebook Live will take place on March the 25th at 6 p.m. We had a recent Facebook Live series up this past month that was very well attended. I want to say thank you to our parents and families for attending that.
It was great.
The topic this time is suicide awareness. We will have members of our student support team there to help learn about terminology, risk factors, and warning signs. They'll also be providing many resources for families who might need assistance. Next, we are in the hiring process. UCPS will hold a career fair this Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon at Weddington High School. We are taking applications for instructional and non-instructional positions, and candidates, we ask that you register for the fair through the link on the Human Resources webpage. And finally, this Friday, we will induct many more students into our Wayfind program. As you may know, Wayfind is our college readiness strategy that has historically been offered at Monroe Middle School and East Union Middle School. We have now expanded that initiative to Sun Valley Middle and Porter Ridge Middle, and these students will join those other two middle schools with a phenomenal opportunity to go through a 4-year college readiness program at their high schools with a guaranteed full ride to Wingate University when they graduate high school. So I want to say congratulations to these students. We look forward to honoring you on Friday, and a big thank you to Wingate University and to our college readiness team for their partnership and dedication. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is college and career readiness update.
So I will also kind of frame this conversation. So you all know, as a board and as a public, we are very, very proud of the successes of our great school system. We historically have had many, many accomplishments on the field, off the field, in the classroom, outside of the classroom, in fine arts, and in a lot of different areas that you can think of. And we're very, very proud of that. Two of the areas that have been a very sharp focus for us and have been clear strategies in our strategic plan have been the work happening around college and career readiness. We are also in the middle of our high school registration process, where our families and students have a lot of choices, not just current 8th graders registering for high school, but current high school students. And we want to make sure that families and our kids have information at their fingertips to understand what is offered, some of the data points that speak to the success that we have had, and how they can obtain more information through their counseling department. So tonight we have Miss Jessica Gardner, who is our Director of College Readiness, and Mr. Brian Davis, who is our Director of Career Technical Education, and also the current reigning 2023 CTE Director of the Year for North Carolina. So the two of them are here today to give the board and the public a brief update on the initiatives happening and the work happening in their departments and the amazing work happening in our schools. So I'll turn it over to Ms. Gardner first. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Houlihan. Good evening, board. To just kind of give you an overview, these are some of the topics that Brian and I are going to cover tonight in our presentation. And I'm going to start with advanced placement enrollment. So for this current school year, we have almost 4,000 students who are enrolled in an AP course, and that makes up 7,260 exams that those students will take. So as you can see, most of our students are taking more than one course. This is 35 different subjects that are offered by the College Board, and each one of our high schools has at least 10 courses that they do offer in a face-to-face environment. So this is a little bit of what this has looked like over time. The yellow line on this slide represents the number of exams since 2019-20 school year, and the green line represents the number of students. And so as you can see, we've had a very sharp increase over the last year in the number of exams that are being taken, and an increase in the number of students that have taken these. One of the things that I want to point your attention to at the bottom here is that our pass rate over time, even though we've increased the number of students that are taking exams and the number of exams being taken, our pass rate has not really suffered over time. In fact, last year, even with a record number of students and exams that were taken, we also had a record pass rate for our students, which is really exciting. These students can take these passing scores to colleges and universities and earn college credits for free by doing that. We're lucky that the state of North Carolina does cover the cost of the exams for the students. Those are national exams. And our pass rate for this year is still to be determined. So we will see how that goes. All of the national exams take place in May, and we get the results back in late summer. Now, one of the reasons for this increase that you see in our advanced placement enrollment is that the College Board has offered a new course this year, and that is Advanced Placement Pre-Calculus. So this is new this year. I'm excited to say that every one of our high schools is offering this course, and we've had really strong enrollment in this course. So that's one of the reasons that you see the jump. We've also expanded we're working in partnership with South Piedmont Community College. They have added a new program that is the Community Spanish Interpreter Certificate Program. And we're excited to be partnering with them. For our students who have finished advanced placement Spanish, they can enroll in this. Other students who have a high enough proficiency level in Spanish can also join this Community Spanish Interpreter Certificate program. It is a program that takes 3 semesters, and students have to be in their junior year to begin it. But it's a very exciting program that's offered in 2 different areas, either medical Spanish interpreting or public servant interpreting, which includes community interpreting and legal interpreting. And then finally, we're really excited that CATA's IB, their International Baccalaureate application, is moving forward. They are in the final stages of this application process, and they are having a virtual authorization visit later this month, and should find out the results of that, whether they have full authorization in about 6 to 8 weeks after the visit happens. And the visit will be happening around March 25th or 26th. We're excited that they are offering this visit virtually. We think that that means good things. In other areas of college readiness, I want to share a few financial aid updates. 'Tis the season for students to complete their FAFSA. And really the exciting piece of this for this year is that North Carolina has rolled out a new scholarship. It's called the Next NC Scholarship, that provides a very transparent way for students to see how much state aid they might get based on the results of their FAFSA. So the only way that students can apply for this is to complete their FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid. And it's if a student's family has an adjusted gross income of $80,000 or less, and their student aid index, which is the number that is returned to them once they've completed their FAFSA, if that's 7,500 or below, they can get $3,000 to attend community college, which will essentially mean free community college for them, or a minimum of $5,000 to attend one of the 16 UNC system public universities. That is on top of any money that they might be offered from the federal government in the form of Pell Grants, et cetera. So we're very excited about this scholarship. We think that it offers students some great opportunities. And so we are going to support the FAFSA this year so that we can have as many students as possible apply for this scholarship. So on our college readiness webpage, we have a new button that is FAFSA support. We're offering one-on-one virtual meetings for families in both English and Spanish. They can essentially go to that webpage, click a link, and request a meeting. They can pick a time that's available. And we have counselors that are staffing those on the evenings and on weekends. All of our schools are offering FAFSA completion support nights. We've got that calendar on our webpage. And then we are looking at several community events. We've just recently partnered with the public library and CFNC. They offered an event that we had families go to that was offered in a room in English and also a room in Spanish for some of our families that was well attended last week. So we're really excited about really offering as many financial aid opportunities to our students as possible. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Brian to talk about some career and technical ed updates.
Well, good evening, and thank you for allowing us a little bit of time to talk a little bit about Union County Public Schools career and technical education. So I want to begin off with talking about our enrollment, and enrollment in career and technical education is still very strong in Union County. And as you can see, the 6 through 12 CTE course enrollments is over 36,000 students. And I provided you some information with some of our programs so you can see some of those program areas specifically. One area that I do want to highlight that is exciting for me to see is we are continuing to see an upward trend in the number of students participating in work-based learning, specifically internships. We're up to 97 students, which is up again from last year. And we're also seeing a very high demand in applications coming in for next year. So we're very excited about that and the opportunities that that provides. Moving on, we have some pathway updates we just wanted to share with you. The Adobe video pathway is a very popular pathway in Union County Public Schools. So over the last few years, we've worked to begin expanding that pathway across all high schools. This has been very beneficial for us because the Advanced Film Academy is now no longer going to be an academy model. With the new Adobe Video 2 course that replaces that, now we will be able to offer that program to all our high schools across the district. So we're really excited about that opportunity and the impact that that can have in those career opportunities. Another exciting thing that we're working with South Piedmont Community College on is a EMT or emergency medical technician program that our students will begin being able to participate in. That is going to be through Career and College Promise. And I have to thank Ryan Anthony and his team for the work, helping us work through that process and getting that program set up for our students. And again, we know construction trades are extremely important in Union County with all the growth that we have. So we have brought back our carpentry program, and it is a split position between Monroe and Parkwood High Schools. So credentials is something that I really like to highlight, and I can go into a lot of detail on this one, but I'm going to try to keep the numbers here where it really shows what we've done. And I have to first thank our teachers for preparing our students. They've done a great job, and our students have done a great job really taking on learning these skills that they need to do for these certifications. But over the last 3 years, Union County Public Schools students have earned a tremendous number of credentials. And last year, almost 13,000 credentials were earned by students, which is, as you can see, a growth over 3 years. And I'm proud of that, but I'm also proud that our attainment rate has went up. It was an 8% jump in attainment from the previous year. So very excited about that. Some of our credentials that were earned are on the right side of the slide, and you can see some of those and some of the different areas that are impacted. And again, these are industry recognized credentials that students are getting and that can benefit them as they move on into the workplace. So very excited about the opportunities that will provide for them. Career planning. Yes, sir.
Sorry to interrupt. I do want to add, go back one slide, please. I do want to add to this on the left-hand side of this slide, and Brian, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this.
Yes, sir.
Because I like to brag a little bit. But we recently had a visit by our state superintendent who was here to recognize UCPS, specifically for the fact that when you look at the last 3 years of credentials earned, we are the only school system that has ranked in the state in the top 3, all 3 of those years. And I think that's a huge, huge celebration and a big, like he said, a big thank you to our teachers who are promoting that. So just wanted to be on record by saying congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. So moving on, career planning is an extremely important part of what we do in Union County Public Schools, and Major Clarity continues to be the platform of choice that we use for career planning. I am excited to say already at this point in the school year, we are considered a platinum user district by Major Clarity. We have over 82% of the accounts are activated by students, and over 65% are returning multiple times. So that is outstanding progress this year. Our career continuum that was developed is putting us in alignment with the new career plan legislation so that our 7th grade students will have a career plan developed, and that plan will be updated and monitored in 10th grade so that it continues to align with their career interests as they move forward and finish out their high school career. Partnership highlights. I'm not going to go through all of these, but there are a couple of these that I do want to just mention briefly. And I'm very fortunate in Union County Public Schools to have so many wonderful partners that work with us. Our Speakers Bureau is an initiative that is very exciting. We have been working through all our middle schools. Currently, that program is in Weddington Middle, Marvin Ridge Middle, and Monroe Middle. And what that program does is allow industry partners to come into our middle schools and help educate our local students about careers that are in Union County. So it has been very successful. The data that comes out really shows that students are learning a lot about local careers, and it is helping them be better prepared to make educated career decisions. Another partner that we'd like to mention is our Cooperative Extension Service. They are a very important part of our ag tech programming in our Forest Hills cluster, and they're working to help provide field trip opportunities. And we have the Wake Up to Ag Day program coming up in just a couple weeks, and they're instrumental in that as well. And they are also going to be working to help support our Career Accelerator Camp that is related to agriculture this summer. So they're really jumping in and helping us in many ways. But we're very fortunate, and these opportunities are really important for students, helping them learn more about what opportunities are out in Union County. And looking forward, as we move forward into the next couple years, one of the things that we are looking for is development of a teacher externship program to help our teachers have a greater understanding of local career opportunities and how to apply those real-world concepts in classrooms. We feel like that is going to really help bring home what's happening in our county to instruction in the classroom and help our students be best prepared for the jobs that are out there. We're also looking at creating a database of real-world scenarios in partnership with our local industry partners to, again, help bring relevance of concepts taught and increase those problem-solving skills. And finally, we're going to be working to increase the number of career and technical student organizations in our middle schools to allow increased participation. And that is going to be through support of our CTSO leadership, as well as providing opportunities for competitive events at the middle school level. So we're excited about these opportunities and the impact that they can have in benefiting our students. So with that being said, that is our presentation. Thank you for allowing us to come and share a little bit about what we do. Thank you.
I have some questions. First of all, I want to compliment both of you on your excellent work. Mr. Davis, the award is well deserved. As a parent of someone enrolled in the CTE class, I see its true value. I wanted to ask you if you set the date for the equipment, the heavy equipment rodeo yet, because I am really excited about getting out on some of those big toys.
We are working on that with State Utilities. They are our partner, as well as with Carolina Cat, but it will be sometime right around the first part of May, and we will make sure that you have that date.
Okay, because I'm looking for a new career, and
and we'll make sure we have a machine ready for you to operate there.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
and it's insured, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
It's a rodeo. What are you worried
Yeah. And so the EMT program is also something that I wanted to specifically compliment you in getting started, because that is a dire need, not just in our county, but really nationwide. Those services are critical. I mean, when you call 911 and you got bad chest pain, you don't want to be worrying about somebody coming from Mecklenburg County to service you, because we don't have enough EMTs here in the county. So I want to really commend you on the initiative to start that program.
Thank you.
And you mentioned the internships. I know Scott Clark Toyota is one in the automotive area. Off the top of your head, can you name some of the other county businesses that are involved in the internship program?
And we have a lot of them. Some of our manufacturing companies, even Union County Public Schools has some interns now. Union Power is another example. So we have some veterinarians, people like that across that. I can get you a list of every one of those if you'd like to have those. And we're constantly looking for more. So if you know someone who is interested in being a partner with us on those, we have a lot of students who are really interested in, and sometimes we're limited on how many we can place based on the number of partners that we're able to put them with.
Do we have some partners in the various construction trades? I know it's probably hard to turn a 17-year-old loose, putting together or installing a HVAC unit, but in the construction area where they can get a taste of that work.
Yes, sir. One real big partner we have is McGee Brothers. They're an
the
outstanding
masonry
partner.
program.
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
They're fantastic, and Kel Holman is just he's an outstanding partner, and he comes in our schools and really works with our students. So, absolutely. We also have some other companies as well, but they really take a lot of our students and work with them.
Yeah, I don't know if we actually, I assume somewhere we collect the data as far as the number of interns that actually end up being hired by the companies they intern with. Is that something that maybe we could get our hands on to?
It's possible. It is something that is difficult to track, because sometimes they go, then they come back. So it is difficult. We do know some of those students. In fact, one of those students spoke at our event we had with Miss Truitt not too long ago. He actually went through the Monroe High School program and went that way.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Brian, if you'll please do me a favor and send that comprehensive list to Ms. Malarkey. We
Yes,
can
sir.
provide that list to the full board at the end of this week.
Yes, sir. Not a problem.
Mr. Davis,
Yes, sir.
I have a question. Are those internships paid internships?
That's a really good question. So it depends. It's up to the industry partner. So we like to tell our students that if they are paid, that is a benefit to them, but it doesn't have to be, because we always tell them they're being paid with credit. So, it is a learning experience for them, and it is one of those things that is really, really beneficial for students. In fact, my son is a Union County Public School CT student as well, and I've already told him that he's going to get an internship one way or another, because I think it really helps prepare them for their career when they get done. It helps them make educated decisions.
I could see also that even if the student doesn't decide to go into that industry and decides to go on to further their education, a 4-year degree, that hands-on experience. I remember, this has been a couple years ago, when my son was looking into the Automotive Technology Academy. There was a young lady there who was going through the Technology Academy, but she was going on to a 4-year school because she wanted to be on the business side of it.
Yep.
But going through the curriculum helped her see the big picture.
Yes, sir. Yeah, 100% agree. And we always say if a student decides that's not their career choice, that's a win too. Because I would rather them know now than when they are out of school and in college or whatnot. So yes.
So let me finish my second part of my question.
Yes, sir.
I understand about the experience that they will have. I'm looking at opportunities for a lot of some students who we want to get as many students as possible to take advantage of this opportunity. The CTE program is phenomenal. It gives students an opportunity that may not have an interest to go into a 4-year college to use their hands and their skills in other ways. And some of our students, I think it would help benefit them if there was some type of incentive. And we all know that the experience is great. There's some things that you'll be able to have from experience. But some of this could help some of our students with their families, financially while they're trying to transition, which could help with one of the gaps where students may struggle in the classroom because of dealing with some trauma that they may be dealing with. And that could possibly help to encourage some of our students who really need to take advantage of this opportunity. If we could look into, and I'm not saying what you all are doing is not a good job, I'm not saying it at all, but I think the biggest room in the whole wide world is the room of improvement, and that may be able to help encourage some of our students, especially, and I'm going to be very specific. Is that the ding on me? I'm not doing public comments. What in the world? I'm gonna keep going, but just to kind of help encourage, especially some of my kids on the east side that I know really needs to take advantage of these opportunities.
And that's a good point. And we do try to, when we talk to our industry partners, we always tell them that if that's something that you're willing to consider doing and paying those interns, that it definitely can help encourage interns to come with your company, because it can potentially be a recruiting tool for them as well. So absolutely, those are conversations that we have, and more are paying their students now. So it is something that is happening. Yes.
The other incentive we've seen that has been very successful in a lot of different industries is the idea of a guaranteed contract.
Yep.
So if you're able to progress through certain criteria from an employer's perspective, and you meet that criteria upon graduating from high school, as an example, you're guaranteed that contract with a guaranteed wage. And for a lot of our kids, that security and that sense of I'm going to be taken care of is a really big deal.
Since a lot of folks watch us, there's some companies out there that wanted to get involved. What would they have to do?
So if we have a company that would like to get involved, have them shoot me an email or give me a phone call. I'd love to have a conversation with them, and I would love to connect them with our work-based learning coordinators. And we go out and we work with them and talk with them and set up a program that will work for their companies. And we're willing to customize it, and we'll start off slow and work them into it and let them understand it. And then we'll grow it as they feel like they're comfortable doing. So I've had a lot of success with that. And we are looking to partner with anybody who is interested.
Thank you.
Could I follow up on that? Do you have any particular industries that we could bird dog for you that we might have contacts with, so know someone who works there or something in any particular industries that you might be looking for?
Yeah, one of the things that we're looking for a lot of times is things related to like IT and those type networking, those type of things. Some companies have problems with age and whatnot getting in there. I know we mentioned construction trades. Sometimes that's an issue with OSHA and whatnot. But a lot of times those are areas, and what I can do is I can provide you, when I provide you the list of what we have, I can also give you a list of where we have high needs based on our current applications that we have right now. So I can get you all that, and I would appreciate any help that you can give us.
My last question. Yearly, do you all do a do you all do like a yearly thank you event for all of the partners that we have?
So we haven't done something like that in the past. Now, we have recognized some of our star partners in the past who've really come out and done a lot of things with us. But that is a great idea to take into consideration.
I think that would be a great.
Love that idea.
And I mean, make it really big to appreciate them sacrificing, providing opportunities for our students. And then that may be able, when you appreciate it, people will be more apt to do some other things.
Yes, sir. I
And they
agree.
feel it. So
That's very good feedback. Thank you.
And that might be part of that recruitment tool to get new ones come soon.
Thank you.
I'd like some more information on that rodeo. Just saying. Just saying.
You might have all board members taking up all the equipment.
Yeah, that's a good look. That's a good look. Yeah. Okay, next up is policies and administrative guidelines for review. Ms. Morris.
Good evening, members of the board. You have 5 policies that are revised and 1 proposed new policy for review tonight. If you have any questions, I'll try and answer them. Thank you.
No questions? Thank you. Next up is board comments.
Madam Chair.
Powers? Sorry.
I have a comment. On March 1st, myself, Mr. Benchin, and Mrs. Hansel met with the legislators of the county. That was Senator Johnson, Representative Art, Representative Brody, and Representative Willis. And during this meeting, we advocated for changing the school calendar law, which we do every year, and basically telling them, hey, we would like flexibility with the charter schools. They have flexibility, we don't. And it would better meet the needs of our students. It would align with the community college schedule. And we also met with we advocate for more funding for teachers, school administrators, student support for personnel, including high school psychologists, social workers, counselors, and nurses, funding for school resource officers and school safety grants, and also adopting a local funding strategy for charter schools to receive per pupil funding from current expenses directly from the local government. We spent a lot of time on validating where the kids go to school and everything, so that would be a big burden off our shoulders. Also, we changing the accountability scores. That's the school grades that you see. Testing, undergo a comprehensive review to develop and revamp the testing program to achieve the stated goals. Low performing schools, what is the definition of low performing school? Should be modified to reflect student growth. And retaining and recruiting staff compensation, prioritizing a competitive salary structure for all district employees to recruit and train the best employees, including certified staff and non-certified staff. This includes teachers, instructional support, assistant principals, central office administration, non-certified personnel, bus drivers, and teacher supplements. Continue the reduced cost lunch benefits for students, provide athletic trainers and AEDs at every middle and high school. Credits required for graduation. We can spend that a little bit more, but currently it's 22 credits to graduate. ESSER funds fund programs provided by ESSER funds, and that is including the tutoring program. We spoke heavily on that. I don't think anybody up here would be against that. We advocate for it. That's nurses in all schools, English language learning support, contracted psychologists, contracted mental health, elementary reading teacher specialist positions, academic support needs for focus schools, and exceptional children's programming. And finally, instructional software and assessment tools. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Any other questions? Gary? Oh, you
I
go.
was just going to make
Go ahead.
had a comment, not a comment, but an announcement that the second part of our Chat and Chew family night will be on March the 21st, which is next Thursday. And I want to encourage all of the parents to really start getting more involved in community conversations, as well as your local PTAs and what have you at your schools. And the Village Development Center is focused on really trying not really, but trying to empower our parents to understand the importance of being their child or their children's number one advocate. And so it is important. It means nothing to have conversations on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter if you're not going to come and sit at a table to try to figure out ways to come and find resolutions to a lot of our challenges and problems. And so please, I'm encouraging, we're going to feed you. It's on Thursday, so instead of Taco Tuesday, we're having Taco Thursday. And please, there's going to be plenty of food, great conversation, and we're not just going to talk about problems, but we're going to work towards solutions. So the 21st of March, which is next Thursday, 6:30 to 7 o'clock is dinner, and 7 to 8 o'clock is our conversation. And we also give out door prizes. So $50 gift cards to Walmart or Food Line or what have you. We give them out because we want to encourage people to come and get the information. All right. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Sides?
Where's that gonna be at?
Thank you. It's at Rehoboth Church, 600 East Franklin Street, Monroe, North Carolina, sponsored by the Village Development Center.
Thank you. We have heard some speakers tonight talk about our commitment to a very important program. I want to commend our superintendent for initiating and building our tutoring program. We have, I think most of us on the board, if not everyone, has actually witnessed firsthand. I remember going over to East Elementary to actually monitor the tutoring program. I'm 100% sold. I think in the end, when all the folks digest all the data, that will support the integrity of the program and the end result. And personally, I want to speak as we're in the initial part of our budget work. The board itself has not received the superintendent's budget. There's a specific timeline we go through. But just so everyone is, and this may be redundant for some, the school system does not have its own taxing authority. We receive federal funds. We receive state funds for most of teacher salaries, which is frankly not enough. And so it is supplemented locally through our county. There are two pieces to our budget. One is a capital, the buildings, repairs, roofs, etc., and an operating, which the vast majority are salaries. I can only speak for myself, but I am committed to a budget request to our county, which includes an increase in our teacher supplement. I am also committed to seeking funding from our county because that appears to be the only avenue open to us for the continuation of our highly successful tutoring program. And again, we don't print money here. We have to get it from somebody else, from the county, from the state, or from the feds. But I am committed in doing whatever we are given to make those two things happen.
Agree, 100%. Yes.
I agree as well. You know, listening to some people month after month come up here, and thank you for your kind words. And it's frustrating to see, when we're just constantly getting, accused of not, because most of us, we have a certain belief or whatever, or our politics. I wouldn't be sitting here on the public school board if it was just for fun. I'm not sitting here for kicks. This is, I'm doing this for the kids. I'm doing this for my country, for my county, so I was talking to even Gary today, I want our teachers to get more, but we can only do so much. We're tied, and we fight for them. We fight for our kids, and it's not, I firmly believe in public schools. That's why I'm here. I'm a product of public schools. So, I just want that on the record that I'm not just sitting here because, no offense, not that I don't want to see you guys every month. It's just that it's kind of.
What are you saying?
We're here. It's for the kids and the staff. Yes.
That's why we're doing it.
Totally.
I'm not paid I'm an elected representative, so I'm here for that. When someone calls me from my district, and I've had many, and I've had people yell at me, I've had people praise, the things we do. So I get both sides. Trust me, we can't please everybody, but we're doing this for our children. We're doing this for our teachers, and we do fight for them, and we do go to our legislators. So I just wanted to, again, on the record, that's my thing. That's all.
And Madam Chair, I just want to say that Speaker Michelle, I was about ready to start wanting to do math again when she started talking about that. I mean, they all spoke good, but she started talking about, I got your back. And I was just, all right.
Announcements? Policy committee. Do we have
Are you
more?
cutting me off?
Oh, I'm sorry.
She must have somewhere to go. But she's been working hard. Yeah. No, we're done. Great job, Miss Michelle.
Sorry. Announcements?
I have an announcement.
No, I'm good.
Okay, policy committee, March 19th, 8 o'clock Zoom.
The Strategic Planning, Information Technology, and Transportation Committee meeting is scheduled for March 27th at 8 a.m. via Zoom, and that is if needed.
Facilities is meeting March 27th at 9 a.m., followed by curriculum at 10 a.m., both via Zoom.
Anybody else?
Finance to be determined.
Okay. We have a joint meeting on the 20th. Does everyone remember that? Do we have a joint meeting with the county? Next week, on the, here at the 20th, on the 20th. That's what I said, right?
5:30.
Yes. Is it 5:30 or 6?
5:30.
It's 5:30, okay.
Yes.
We have things to talk about, yes, yes. Yeah. Okay, nothing else, then I would look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Have a good evening.